When you start a keto or low-carb diet, the first thing to cut back on are starchy foods. But when prepared properly, some of the starch in these foods can resist digestion. It is these resistant starches that are important to you as a low-carb or keto dieter. In this video, I explain what resistant starch is, how you can benefit from it, and how you may be able to work it into your healthy keto diet without compromising weight loss. Starch is a form of carbohydrate. Resistant starch is the portion of starch that resists digestion. So in a way, it acts much like fiber in that it makes it past the onslaught of enzymes in your small intestine and ends up in your large intestine where good gut bacteria feed on it. This feeding frenzy results in the creation of beneficial end products called short-chain fatty acids. It is likely these short-chain fatty acids from which we derive most of the health benefits of resistant starch. From an overall health standpoint, short-chain fatty acids play a key role in the prevention of colorectal cancer, which is the fourth most common diagnosed cancer in the United States. And they may also help you improve your cholesterol profile. While this study was performed on rats, not humans, it found that resistant starch was significantly more effective in lowering blood cholesterol and triglyceride levels than a commonly prescribed cholesterol drug. And from a weight loss and diet standpoint, short-chain fatty acids have many benefits. They have been shown to improve blood sugar control by increasing the activity of enzymes in your liver and muscle tissues, and also improve insulin sensitivity, which is very important because the more insulin sensitive your body is, the easier it is for your body to release fat from storage and burn it for energy. This study showed that 15 to 30 grams of resistant starch per day improved insulin sensitivity in obese men to the same degree that losing 10% of their body weight would have. In other words, a 200-pound man would have gotten as much of a bump up in insulin sensitivity from the daily dose of resistant starch as he would have gotten had he lost 20 pounds. So how do you work this resistant form of starch into a keto or low-carb diet? Well, there are two ways: by eating foods that contain resistant starch or from a food supplement. Now, there's a portion of resistant starch in all starchy foods, but not all starch in those foods is the resistant, hard to digest type. So if you're following a strict keto diet, it will be hard to get enough resistant starch from food without getting too many digestible carbohydrate grams. So I'll share a food supplement that is more keto friendly in a moment. If you are eating a less strict low-carb diet where you have more of an allowance of carbs in your day, then you can afford to add some starchy foods like potatoes and grains, beans, and green bananas. And you'll notice from the list that how the starch is prepared will influence the amount of resistant starch that gets inside of you. For instance, when potatoes are cooked, the crystalline part of the molecule melts, which breaks down the resistant starch. But when the potato cools, the crystals reform, making them resistant to the digestive enzymes in your small intestine. So to get the most benefit from a cooked potato, you would want to eat it cold. So that is how to get resistant starch from food. But if you are following a ketogenic diet and interested in reaping the benefits of resistant starch, you'll be better served by using a food supplement like raw potato starch because it is the most concentrated source of resistant starch. Bob's Red Mill unmodified potato starch is a good choice that is easy to find. I found this in the health food aisle of my local grocery store, and it's also available on Amazon. Now, 1 tablespoon has 10 grams of carbs, which feels like a red flag for most keto dieters, but 8 of those grams are resistant starch, so there is very little digestible carbohydrate in a serving. And if you take in 2 tablespoons, you've reached the level where many of the studies show benefits, which is 15 to 30 grams of resistant starch per day. And to maximize the benefit of short-chain fatty acid production, it would be best to take that daily dose for a few weeks in a row. And I will add that while it is okay to include raw potato starch in a recipe, to get the full benefit of the resistant starch, you'll want to eat it uncooked. It has a very little taste, so you can mix it in with yogurt or a smoothie or simply into a glass of water, which I've done here, and drink it with a meal, which will also help you feel full longer. So if you're looking for a natural way to prevent colon cancer, support gut health, improve your cholesterol profile, blood sugar regulation, and insulin sensitivity, you may want to consider supplementing your keto diet with raw potato starch. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you back here next week with another video to help you reach your goal. Thanks.